I want to turn to a different topic, which my colleague Representative Cicilline touched on earlier. You'll recall, Director Wray, during the morning portion of today's hearing, which is the epidemic of gun violence in America. On March 22nd of this year, a gunman killed 10 people, including a police officer, at a grocery store in my district in Boulder, Colorado, allegedly using an AR-15 style pistol, which fired rifled rounds and had been modified with an arm brace. The AR pistol brace attachment, as you know, allows a shooter to fire an easily concealable pistol with rifle-like accuracy and firepower. And I would like you, Dr. Wray, if you might, to describe, in your view, how these types of weapons, these short-barreled rifles, can pose additional risk to law enforcement and ultimately to the community.
Well, I appreciate the question, Congressman. I think, first, just to be clear, I don't want to be weighing in on specific legislative proposals, but from a law enforcement perspective, and of course, there are a variety of different types of high-powered or high-capacity type weapons that are out there. Those are things that can be of particular concern to anytime there's an operation that law enforcement is conducting. It's something that we have to be particularly mindful of. And of course, this hits particularly close to home for me and for us at the FBI, because the two special agents that I mentioned in my opening, Laura Schwarzenberg and Dan Alfin, were shot and killed by an individual, a child pornography subject, using an AR-style weapon. He killed those two agents and injured four others who thankfully have survived. So it's an illustration of how the wrong weapon in the wrong hands is something that we should all be deeply concerned about.
I appreciate that, Director Wray, and we certainly grieve and mourn with you for the agents that you've lost and for their families. And we recognize their great sacrifice and service to our country. And I share your concern, and I think many here on Capitol Hill do as well. It's why the Biden administration's decision, at least with respect to the short-barreled rifles and assault pistols regulations that they have now, the president has asked the ATF to issue. I joined the president and Attorney General Garland at a press conference not that long ago, about 7 weeks ago, regarding that step. I think it was an important step and moves us in the right direction, but there's clearly other steps that we need to take as a Congress to ensure that these weapons of war are not in our communities, so that we can keep the entire community, including members of law enforcement, safe. And with that, I thank you again, Director Wray, and I would yield back the balance of my time.